Hi, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hey, how you doing? My name is Ash. I am a makeup artist and a book lover. I am going to be turning myself into this, and let's just get started with it. Let me go ahead and zoom you in just a little bit for this first part, because first thing I'm going to do is moisturize, because I need all the moisture. So I am going to go in with my calming moisturizer. All my makeup details will be listed in the description below in case you're interested in knowing exactly what I'm using. But we are going to have so much fun doing this makeup. I love Burton-esque makeup, and I haven't done this in a long time. Let's see if my makeup skills have improved at all since the last time that I did it. Alright, I'm going to let this sink in for a little bit before we go on to brows. In the meantime, I'm going to put my wig cap on because I am going to be wearing a wig today. I'm going to just pin my braids in a way to where they're not hanging down. My hair is super frizzy because I braided my hair while it was wet. I really need to stop doing it, but that's the only way my hair will stay wavy. And I fell asleep in it, and now it's the next day. I am very warm in this. I will survive if I can get all my hair back. Good enough. I have this crazy idea to try to lay my eyebrows flat with glue. I've tried this before in the past and it just has never worked for me. Never. So I'm gonna try it again. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, so I'm just following the way that it lays. Just doing a light layer. Probably should have brushed my brow hairs back first. I definitely do not understand how people just block out their brows completely. Like, kudos to them if they can do it. I think you let this dry and then you powder it. What is it that you do? One of these days I will figure out how to do this 100%. As long as I can get them to dry flat, I should be okay. Looking better already. While those dry a little bit more, I'm going to go in and contour. And I'm going to try out the Wet n Wild Nightmare for Christmas contour stick. This is dual-sided, so you have a contour and a white. I think the white is going to come in handy, but I am going to start with the contouring. And I did do a TikTok filter to see like what I would look like with Burton-esque makeup, so I will throw that up on the screen. I'm just gonna try to mimic the shadows starting on the face. I'm gonna avoid the brows for right now. I'm gonna do this underneath as like underpainting, because then I can really finesse it once I get the foundation on. And I'm basically starting pretty high, and this is gonna look absolutely crazy until it's done. But you kind of want like a sunken dead look. Follow along here, and I do the nose on Tim Burton characters are typically like really skinny. I'm gonna go a little bit shadow here. This isn't like the coolest tone. I think I can make it work though for what I am doing. This is just an It Cosmetics brush. Let's start with the smaller side on my nose. And obviously, once I go in with a lighter shade, it's going to really just emphasize everything. The hardest part is me blending out this. Basically just going to sweep. And the blend on this doesn't have to be exactly perfect since I will be going over it with foundation. I just want like a good base underneath. That way I can really finesse it. Did I say that already? Really finesse it with the foundation? No. What am I trying to say? I'm gonna fix it once all the other makeup is on. That's what I was trying to say. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I'm gonna go in with a Tirtir foundation. This is in 13C Fair. I'm gonna use this to try to go over my brows with it. For the rest of my face, I have the 10C Shell shade, which is gonna be super light to really do some magic. But I wanna see if I get these brows covered. So it's just a cushion, and I'm just going to lightly go over it. That helped a little bit. And I'll take my Anastasia concealer. This is in shade 1. And I'm going to also just put that right on top. I'm focusing this mainly on my brows, and then I'll blend out the rest when I'm ready to. I'm just going to take a Morphe E63 brush. This is technically like a foundation brush. I'm going to see if I can just use this to pat in. So I fear the sponge would just do something funky. I mean, this one might also. I think for my... Holy shit, I look weird. I think for what I'm trying to do with my brows, I think this amount of coverage is fine. Moving on. Foundation. I love this foundation. It is so pale, and it is just wonderful. So I'm going to focus this like right in here on my forehead. I'm going to use this to help blend out the edge on my chin, and then kind of under where I did the contour. is mainly you want your foundation to be paler than what you usually do, even though this is a shade that I use all the time. But you want it to be pale because you want to look slightly dead. I look insane. Holy crap. So now I'm going to take just a little bit, not too much. I'm just going to lightly start going over my contour just to help blend this a little bit more. And then once I put like powder on, it's really going to take shape. I think that's as good as it's going to get for now. Alright, so I'm going to conceal a little bit. This is just the Anastasia concealer. I'm going to go a little bit under my eyes, a little bit cleaning up around the nose. I really need it here. And I'm going to basically use this to carve out my contour, something like that. And I'm just going to blend that in with my sponge. My brows, not looking the best. But I think this Halloween season is just a lot of me learning new techniques. So it's a lot of trial and error, and hopefully eventually I can get better. I'm going to quickly set my concealer with my LJ Beauty powder. I think I'm almost done with this one, so then I can move on to a new powder. I'm just going to set mainly under my eyes, lightly set my brows. So I think for my brows, I mainly just needed most of the shape gone so I can make them a little bit skinnier and a little bit more angular. I'm going to leave that powder out because I am going to bake with it. I'm going to go in with my Kosas powder and just set the rest of my face. And I feel like I messed up my brow. No. It's just amazing how dark my brows will turn out to be when they're basically very pale and ginger. Yeah, let's do the contour. So I'm going to go in with the Trick or Treat palette. I'm just going to go into the Trick or Treat shade. And I'm just using the Holly Ho brush that came with this collection. And I'm basically going to follow exactly where I put that cream, but very heavily here. And then drag the excess down. I'm definitely not the best at contouring. I've gotten better over the years, but it's not my strong suit. Powder, no powder. Alright, now I need a smaller brush, which I'm just going to take a Game Beauty EO3 brush. I'm going to do the same shade and try to do this on my nose. Again, making my nose like super, super small. Nose contour versus face contour. I'm worse at the nose. I'm going to take a little bit of that contour and bring it to the front of my brow. I will blend that out with more shadow, but I just want the start of it. And oh boy, does my nose look tiny. A little bit here and just a little bit to give myself sort of like a button nose. So now I'm just going to blend this for just like, I don't know, an hour it feels like, just to get it decent. It won't be like an hour, but it'll feel like an hour. And you just get lazy and you grab a bigger brush just to help speed it along. Now I'm going to go back into the Wet n Wild Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm going to take the cream white side. And I'm going to very, very carefully put this on the tip of my nose. And then I can do a straight line down the center of my nose. Straight enough. And just tap that in with my finger. Oh yeah, I like that. Very tiny nose. I'm going to take a little bit of powder just to kind of clean up the side. Just going to let that bake for a little bit. I'm going to also bake under, I don't normally bake, just because my skin is pretty dry, but when I want a really strong contour, I do bake. Alright, while that sets, I'm going to go in with blush. I don't really think Tim Burton characters have a lot of blush. I'm going very, very neutral. So I'm going to just take the Spacey shade here in the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism palette. This is one of my more neutral like shades that I have. So just taking that shade, and I'm going to focus this more just back. I'm not going to take it too far close to the apple of my cheek, just keep it more back. Just for like a kiss of color, and no blush on the nose. But yeah, something like that. And I am going to go with highlight, and I'm going to go in with the Rare Beauty Enlighten shade. I'm actually going to take a eyeshadow brush to apply this because I want it very kind of precise. Just follow in that stripe I did on the nose. I'm just going to go right here on my high point. Not taking it too far back, too far forward. Just keep it right there so you kind of get nothing, and then just a little something. And just a little bit on my Cupid's bow. My brows look absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. So I'm going to cover them up. How, you may ask? Alright, I am going to be going in with a liquid liner. Now this is Onyx from LJ Beauty. And I lied. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a shadow. I'm going to be using the Ghost Town USA palette for my eye look today. So I might as well use it for the brows too. And I'm going to kind of sketch out my brows with the Undead Sheriff shade. I think that's going to be my safest bet. So Tim Burton brows are basically just like sad brows. So you want the front part to be a little bit higher and curved and kind of skinny. Something like that. I think I'm going to drag this side down just a little bit further. So I'm going to go in with the liner, and I'm going to do first the brow strokes towards the back. This one's not going over my brows very easily. I will prevail. Alright, and starting at the front of the brow, kind of kicking up a little bit, and then kind of filling it in. Brows are as good as it's gonna get. Once I get the eyeshadow on, it should really start taking shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that. I'm gonna be using the Anastasia eye primer. And sadly, I am almost out of this, so I might have to run to Ulta and get some. But I'm just going to apply that primer kind of all over. Be very careful at the brow and just gently pat that in. Before I forget, I'm gonna just quickly wipe away whatever bake I have left. And I'm actually going to spray my face. This is the Morphe Continuous Prep and Set, just to kind of rehydrate my face because there's a lot of stuff going on and it needs it. Alright, so for the eyes, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. This is from Moda Pro. And I'm going to start with the Undead Sheriff shade. That's just going to be like my main shade that I'm using. I may pull from another palette for a lighter like white shade, but for now I'm going to stick with just this one. And I'm going to take this shade and focus it right in here. I'm gonna get super close, pretty much up into the brow, because I'm gonna mimic the sort of shape where it's high here and it kind of curves down. And I'll give like a mimic of a bigger eye and then like a sad eye, hopefully. I'm just going to continue to build up the shade here before blending it out. But you really just want to work with cool tone shades because that's going to give you the dead look. Alright, hopefully you can already kind of see like the shape happening. I will probably carve this out a little bit to make it a little bit more intense. I'm going to go in with a Game Beauty EO1 brush and just with the same shade, I'm going to start dragging this down and then around. Just no sharp angles. I'm just going to kind of do like rounded edges. I'm going to take the same shade and same brush and I'm going to start this on my lower lash line. We're gonna ignore what's happening at my brow, but you're gonna just really kind of load this up and give you kind of almost like sunken eyes. Put a majority of the shadow closest to the inner corner and then just sweeping out. Hopefully it's taken shape for you guys. It's taken shape for me. I'm just gonna keep working with the Undead Sheriff shade and just really just blend out and make this very cool toned. I'm basically trying to follow like where my eye socket is and just put that shade there. You know, I could have swore I had a NYX Jumbo eye pencil. Apparently I do not, so I'm just going to go in with this Wet n Wild cream. I'm going to take a flat brush and just pick up a little bit of this. And I cannot do this without a close-up mirror. I'm going to lightly carve out this section. I'm also going to just sweep that on my lid. And I'm basically just trying to intensify just the front part and just blend it out. I almost want to go in just straight with this. I'm gonna go up and then like straight down. Something like that. I'm gonna take a slightly smaller brush. I'm just working with that same Undead Sheriff shade. I'm just gonna take this shadow just right here just to help blend this edge. Just gonna take a tad bit more of that shadow and just tap that towards the front of my faux brow and kind of use this to help connect the nose contour. I'm gonna also take this on my outer corner just to help blend that cream. And I could go in with something on my lid, which I think I do want to go in. That's too gold. It's too taupe. That's too green. This is the Creature Cosmetics Hack and Slash palette, and I think I'm gonna go into String Lights here and just pop that kind of just towards the center, just a tad bit. And I'm just gonna go in with a random brush, just like right in here. Oh yeah. I like that. Yeah, so I'm just blending that out a bit, and I'm going to go back in with the other palette to kind of fix the edge. But I'm really liking this. Yeah, so just a little bit more of Undead Sheriff. I'm going to do a white and a waterline. Alright, I'm going to put this all in my waterline. This is from Beauty Creations, by the way. Oh yeah, that added an element to it. Now is time for the liquid liner. So I'm just going to be using the NYX and Beetlejuice liner. I have 3 of them and I've just been alternating between them because I've been using them so much. And I'm gonna do a very thin line. Yeah, very thin line to start. And then instead of going up, I'm gonna go kind of either straight out or a little bit down. I really don't like how down looks on me, but I think it'll give a better effect if I do down. Yeah, something like that. Not too far out. It's not going to be like a crazy big wing. And this is going to connect to a little bit on the lower lash line. I'm going to draw right at my lash line, just about halfway over. And I'm going to connect to that line that I have. This side's more down, this side is more curved. What the hell? So now I'm gonna do some faux lashes down here. And I'm gonna make them more like angular, going this way instead of down, if that makes any sense. Hopefully you can see that. You know, I decided I don't like this. I'm gonna do a small normal wing. Better. What do I have to do left? Lashes, mascara, definitely. Lips. So I'm gonna go with Bones from Black Moon Cosmetics. This is like the perfect pale lipstick. I should say this is like the perfect pale dead lipstick. I am going to take a little bit of that Dead Sheriff shade and just have it like right in the center, like in the middle. Not like center, but like middle. That's just added like a little bit of a dry depth to that. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go and do my mascara and lashes. I'm gonna throw on my wig. I might try to touch up my brow just a tad bit. But then I'll be back to show you the completed look. But I'm into this. I wish this could be my everyday aesthetic, but it's just too much work. So I'll be right back. Alright, and here is the finished look, and I love how this looks. It's not exactly Burton-esque, but it does have some of those features, and I absolutely love this wig, but I'll be honest, it's not secured in the back at all. My head is just way too big. But this wig, this cut, it makes me want to cut my hair this short, but my hair would never look like this. But I absolutely love this. I just threw in some butterfly clips just to pin it back, but I am absolutely loving this. So let me just go over what I did off camera. So for my lashes, I went in with the AF94 Lash 08. This one has like the little purple in it, and I thought it just tied in with the cool tones, and this lash is just absolutely beautiful. My mascara is my Rare Beauty mascara. I just did that on the top and bottom lashes. I did throw on a lip balm because my lips are just super dry, and this is the Ditto one from the ColourPop and Pokemon collab. It's just so pretty, just a little bit right in the center, just to kind of rehydrate my lips because they be dry. Oh, and also the wig is from insert name here, but I don't think that this one is available anymore. If it is, I'll link it down below. But I kind of have just started rediscovering all the wigs that I have in storage, and I also bought some new wigs, so I'm just so excited to wear wigs again. And I love this color. But this is the finished look. Let me know what you think of it, and I'm gonna zoom you out so I can finish up this video. Alright, I've already said it, but I absolutely love this makeup. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I am putting out 31 videos this month for 31 days of Halloween. So excited. I am just so excited for all the Halloween looks that I'm doing. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on a single video that I'm putting up this month. And if you want, you can follow me on my other socials. I'm artistryxashh everywhere. And if you want some book content, I am Ashley with 2 H's that reads on TikTok and Instagram because I am a lover of books. I have a book haul to film because I bought so many books when I shouldn't have. That'll be coming up though. But that's it for this video. Like I said, all the makeup details will be listed down below. So if you're interested in knowing everything that I used today, check the description, there's a ton of info in there. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this. Stay spooky, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye!